Trucks have been the same for a very long time, like 100 years. Trucks have been basically the same. We want to try something different. So I present to you the Cybertruck.
Since the start of Elon Musk's Cybertruck project 3 years ago, the electric pickup model has always been what is anticipated every second of every minute. Cybertruck is currently being finished up for launch. So what interesting features will be updated and how much will Cybertruck cost in the end? Initially, the top spec Cybertruck was set to come with 3 electric motors, also known as the tri-motor option. In December of 2021, Elon Musk teased plans to develop a new 4-motor Tesla Cybertruck with a crab walk feature, just like the Hummer EV. Musk also suggested that you'd be able to upgrade to a new variation model called Cybertruck Plaid. It isn't clear whether all these versions will still be available once Cybertruck production begins, however. After all, Tesla canceled all orders of the Plaid, with Elon Musk saying Cybertruck Plaid is canceled. No need, as Plaid is just so good. Furthermore, there is information leaking that the single-motor variation is gone. Instead, Cybertruck will produce dual-motor, tri- and quad-motor models and launch in July of 2023 after years of delay. Back in 2019, the plan was to eventually release the clunky-looking pickup for the lean price of $39,900. The dual-motor all-wheel drive version starts at $49,900, the tri-motor at $69,900, and the quad-motor will cost $89,900. Speaking at the 2022 Tesla shareholder meeting earlier this month, Musk said that the Cybertruck's price will be different from initial promises.
Cybertruck pricing, it was unveiled in 2019, and the reservation was $99. You know, a lot has changed since then. The specs and the pricing will be different. I hate to sort of give a little bit of bad news, but I think there's no way to sort of have anticipated quite the inflation that we've seen and the various issues. But what I can say is that the Cybertruck will be one hell of a product, and it's going to be like a damn fine machine.
In 2023, the price would be $15,000 to $20,000 higher for each variant. Dual motor will be at least $65,000 to take advantage of the EV credit. The tri-motor will be $85,000 and the quad motor will be about $105,000 US. Tesla will use its 4-wheel steering to allow the truck to move diagonally, as a crab might dodge boulders and large rocks when diving off-road. The Cybertruck will be a higher price compared to its competitors because you'll be getting a better quality product, and it'll be worth every penny. So, what new outstanding features will the 2023 Cybertruck have? The dual-motor Cybertruck will reportedly reach 60 miles per hour in just 4.5 seconds, and have a top speed of 120 miles per hour. Those looking for the ultimate performance will appreciate the 3-motor model, which Tesla says will essentially teleport from 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, with a top speed of 130 miles per hour. The quad-motor variant will be even more powerful. It'll reach 0 to 60 in just under 2.9 seconds. Cybertrucks have an adjustable air suspension that can be raised or lowered on the fly and provides up to 16 inches of ground clearance. Add that to its 35-degree approach and 28-degree departure angles, and the Tesla pickup could prove to be a formidable off-road machine. But there has been no confirmation as to whether or not the Cybertruck will have solar panels, but it's certainly a possibility. Tesla is known for its innovative and environmentally friendly designs, so it's likely that if the Cybertruck does have solar panels, they will be an efficient and sustainable option. Many experts believe that Tesla will include solar panels in the upcoming Cybertruck. Recent Cybertruck prototypes have included solar panels on the roof. The number of solar panels needed to power a Cybertruck would be 10 to 12 400-watt panels. These solar panels can be located on the roof of the truck, but can also be on the truck bed cover when it is in the closed position. It would be completely worth the investment for Tesla to add the option to include solar panels to the Cybertruck for an additional fee. This means that those who want the option can have it, but for those who don't want solar panels on their truck, Tesla can still produce a Cybertruck without them that is just as good and efficient. So far, we haven't seen a huge amount of stuff on the inside of the Cybertruck. but early previews show that the interior would be sticking to the Tesla formula we've seen in other cars, especially the particularly spacious Model X. The Cybertruck will also be able to seat up to 6 people, and its 6.4-foot cargo bed offers 100 cubic feet of volume. The steering wheel is the same butterfly yoke design we've seen in the latest Model S and X cars. The 2023 Tesla Cybertruck is best described as a crew cab because it has full-size side doors for the front and back. That crazy triangular profile, however, can't be good for rear headroom. It also has a nifty slide-out tailgate that doubles as a ramp to load four-wheelers and motorcycles. Extra storage space is found under the Cybertruck's rear seats and beneath its hood. Tesla reckons the Cybertruck has 2,830 liters of lockable cargo capacity. This includes the load bed, which Tesla calls the Vault. The dashboard provides a place for the 17-inch touchscreen. This high-resolution piece of tech is one of the largest infotainment displays in all of motordom. This one comes with a new customizable user interface. The Cybertruck has integrated 120-volt and 240-volt power points, turning it into a kind of mobile mini power station. It also features an onboard air compressor, which will make it easier to use on camping trips or on building sites. The Tesla Cybertruck rides on a chassis with a floorboard battery, and the stressed body, what the company calls the exoskeleton, is made of super strong stainless steel that's hard to dent. Also, since stainless steel is resistant to corrosion, the body needs no paint. The side glass is extra tough, strengthened with a polymer layered composite. Elon Musk said that the Cybertruck will lack side mirrors, since there's no need to have them when you have rear-facing cameras in the front fenders. Will this comply with federal requirements? Hard to say at this point, but we suspect there will also be some bureaucratic hurdles with the LED strip exterior lights, which look cool. Tesla has filed for a patent covering electromagnetic wipers, which requires less electricity than a regular wiper motor. There's also talk of using a laser to keep that massive windscreen free from raindrops. But how about you? How do you feel about Cybertruck's new pricing? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below.
Sledgehammer and hit the door, and there's not even a dent. It's cool. But we think that cracked the corner of the glass at the bottom. And then once you crack the corner of the glass, then it's game over.
Surely, you still remember the shocking moment back in 2019 when the Tesla Cybertruck window shattered on stage. It was a moment many folks will never forget, and until now, this glass still attracts a lot of questions about the material as well as the durability. To tackle the concerns, Elon gave the Cybertruck an upgrade with a revolutionary glass that is being utilized on Starship. Thus, after the unfortunate incident happened, Elon Musk assured the audience that Tesla would fix the shortcomings of the armor glass in the coming future with new material. He said that transparent metal glass would represent an innovation for Cybertruck. Transparent metal isn't a new thing. In fact, it's been around for quite some time now, and if you're a Star Trek nerd, you'll know that transparent aluminum was a thing in Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. Stuck in the 20th century, Scotty needed to build an aquarium tank that could transport whales in their ship back to the future, but needed a lightweight and strong material to do it. He gave the transparent aluminum formula to a plexiglass company to make it for them. And yes, transparent aluminum is from a fictional story. But does that mean it could be a real material? The answer is yes. Today, it seems that the exclusive commercial supplier of transparent aluminum is a company called Cermet, which claims to be the only company on the planet making transparent aluminum. Since transparent aluminum is kind of a mouthful, the company markets the material under the brand name Elon. Elon will cooperate with this company to create glass for the Cybertruck so that it becomes the most powerful. But of course, we need to figure out what it's made out of exactly.
I don't want some guy in a trench coat showing up at my house in the middle of the night, right? Elon is aluminum, oxygen, and nitrogen, and when you put them together in the right proportions, you get this transparent ceramic.
Elon, also known as transparent aluminum armor, is a ceramic alloy made of aluminum oxynitride, a combination of aluminum, oxygen, and nitrogen. After combining those ingredients and compressing them into a shape, They're baked at a very high pressure and temperature to make bricks or slabs. The result is mostly opaque, but after processing and polishing, the end result is transparent-looking glass. With such a complex manufacturing process, is it really the most durable material for Cybertruck?
Is a 50 caliber armor-piercing bullet.
Elon is considered the hardest polycrystalline transparent ceramic available today, and is used in military vehicles as bulletproof glass. Elon is both half the weight and 2 times stronger compared to the traditional bulletproof glass, and it is resistant to scratches, radiation, various acids, and bases. It can even withstand extremely high temperatures and large impacts. Tests show that a laminated pane of Elon at 1.6 inches thick can stop a 50 caliber rifle round, something even a 3.7 inch of traditional bulletproof glass can't do. Here, we can see that the bullet was able to penetrate the bulletproof laminated glass, while Elon stopped the bullet completely. And Elon doesn't scratch, chip, or crack as often as glass laminate does, reducing the replacement of panels, keeping material costs down. If impacts can be avoided or minimized and any small cracks prevented from spreading and growing, Elon's lifespan could outlast that of the Cybertruck itself by about 70 years. For protecting occupants from objects hitting a car, transparent metal is a promising candidate to become Cybertruck's windows. This is also fitting because the Cybertruck is Mars-bound, and eventually, when it gets there, the windshield and windows will be scratch and crack proof from all the micrometeoroids that fill up the deep reaches of space. Elon's performance in hypervelocity environments must be tested as well, because the windows will serve as armor on the Cybertruck. Moving at thousands of miles per hour, micrometeorites and debris carry far more energy than bullets. The more of a vehicle's surface is made of windows, the greater the risk of impact. So these particular windows need to be strong.
The result of these tests was that NASA showed that Elon can withstand those impacts without chipping.
When something hits your window at these velocities, there's so much energy involved that you can have phase transformations. So you could use Elon, given its hardness, but with some layering of other materials to help with impacts, said Dr. Leslie Lamberson, who studies impact physics at the Colorado School of Mines. Elon is a great choice for the windows on heat-seeking starships and is also useful in space exploration. In the future, as the technology continues to improve, we might see things like smartphone screens being made out of clear metal instead of tempered glass. However, Tesla still faces many challenges with this material. Elon is expensive. In the armored glass market, it's about 5 times the price of traditional laminated glass. Commercial aluminum glass costs somewhere in the range of $10 to $15 per square inch. So a 1 square foot panel would cost between $1,440 to $2,160. For comparison, traditional laminated glass costs $2 to $3 per square inch. None of the steps in manufacturing Elon are easy or cheap. Impurities scatter incoming light, affecting transparency. Chemical impurities also lead to weakness in the final product, giving rise to cracks or other structural imperfections. Likewise, polishing Elon is an exacting process, performed by tools capable of polishing ultra-hard material. So, the larger the piece of Elon, the greater the chance of something going wrong. Musk's Tesla and SpaceX have materials science and glass divisions, and could, in theory, make Elon. As explained by Musk and evidenced by the infamous armor glass demonstration on the Cybertruck, tougher glass is something both Tesla and SpaceX are acutely interested in and are actively working on. How do you feel about Cybertruck's transparent metal glass? Do you want transparent metal for your car or your smartphone? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below.
Winter is a harsh season, not only for drivers, but also for their cars. It results in a 45% reduction in driving range, which is a significant figure that actually makes a lot of people nervous. However, the Tesla Cybertruck is entering the world as a game changer because it is the only pickup truck equipped with a unique heat pump system.
We also have the latest and greatest in heat pump, which is basically the HVAC system for the car. It's 30% better cold weather range.
So how exactly will the heat pump system on the Cybertruck deal with winters? Although the modern heat pumps that we know of today are considered modern innovations in eco-friendly heating solutions, they've been in existence for a far much longer time than you think. In 1948, Robert C. Weber, an American inventor, came up with the idea of a ground source heat pump when he was experimenting with his deep freezer. As a result, the heat pump was born. In EVs, the heat pump system was actually pioneered by Nissan, who applied it to the Nissan Leaf in 2012. Following closely behind were the BMW i3, Volkswagen e-Golf, Kia Soul EV first generation, and the Hyundai Ioniq Electric. The Model Y was the first Tesla vehicle to come equipped with a heat pump. Before that, all the other 3 cars, Model 3, S, and X, featured an electric resistance heating system. But after plonking them first into the Model Y, Tesla has started equipping heat pumps on all its cars. It can be said that heat pumps are not a common feature of modern pickup trucks. However, Musk always wants his car to dominate the market by unique factors. In a tweet, someone asked him if Cybertruck would get a heat pump like the Model Y, to which he responded, "Yeah, and a whole lot more. I'm dying to make a Cybertruck like yesterday." Now, how effective is Cybertruck's heat pump? A heat pump draws excess heat from the electric motor and the battery, both of which heat up with use, and then distributes that heat to your car's cabin, warming it up faster and more efficiently on cold winter days. As we know, electric resistance heating systems are considered 100% efficient because of their equivalent output of heat compared to their energy. For comparison, the Cybertruck heat pump boosts the efficiency rating to 500%. 500%. So that's 5 times the effectiveness, right? With the addition of the heat pump, which allows for more efficient heating and cooling of the cabin.
And requires 50% less energy for cabin heating in freezing conditions.
If it takes 5 kilowatt hours to heat the cabin, it would take a resistive heater to pull 5 kilowatt hours of energy from the battery to heat the cabin. However, the Cybertruck heat pump uses just 1 kilowatt hour of battery to generate 5 kilowatt hours of heat for the cabin. For instance, a Cybertruck using a resistive heater would need 3,600 watts to maintain the temperature. 5 times less power was required by the Cybertruck with the heat pump system. It only needed 720 watts to do this. Moreover, the technique will reduce your supercharging time by only 1.5 minutes, according to the information provided. The refrigerant that Tesla uses has a boiling point of about -26 degrees Celsius, so it's safe to say that for most climates, even places that drop below freezing temperatures, the heat pump will work just fine even in temps cooler than -30 degrees, because there are 2 loops that use compression and expansion of the refrigerant, going from liquid to gas to liquid, and those loops can produce heat, even in the extreme cold. While other systems lose out on 9% of their range, the Cybertruck's heat pumps only loses 1.5% of its range. So with such an amazing level of efficiency, how will the heat pump work on the Cybertruck? To put it simply, the heat pump pulls the air from outside the car, which heats the refrigerant and also warms the air. Then the warm air is pumped back into the cabin. The heat pump itself consists of a compressor, a condenser, an expansion valve, an evaporator, and a coil that runs through them all. Inside the coil is a refrigerant. First, the low pressure, low temperature gas refrigerant passes through the compressor, which then converts it into a higher pressure and temperature gas. The heated and pressurized gas then passes through a device called a condenser, where the gas is condensed into a liquid while retaining its high temperature and pressure. At this point, the heat pump pushes air across the condenser from outside the car, absorbing the heat energy and into the cabin. From there, the pressurized liquid refrigerant passes through an expansion valve, which uses mechanical principles to control the amounts of refrigerant liquid passing through, effectively slowing it down and reducing it back to a lower temperature and pressure liquid. The liquid refrigerant then passes through the evaporator. Here, the outside air is blown over the evaporator coils, which causes the liquid refrigerant to boil, even at cold outside temperatures, and turns it back into a low temperature, low pressure gas.
Then the whole process starts over again with the compressor heating the refrigerant gas. However, not every system works as smoothly. Sometimes there are challenges. This is especially the case for vehicles built with a heat pump. The electronic expansion valve may experience controller communication interruptions. The vehicle software does not close the valve, and the accumulation of interruptions and subsequent realignments over extended periods where the vehicle is awake may result in an unintended valve opening event. This, in turn, may trap refrigerant inside the evaporator and may deplete the refrigerant from the active components in the system. The depletion may result in fail-safe compressor stoppage and cause loss of cabin heating. The problem is apparently insignificant, as a Tesla software update to recalibrate a valve in the heat pump system should fix all the issues, which, in the end, isn't so worrisome.
You'll see very little degradation in cold weather. And the radiator is twice as big for heat rejections.
As a general rule, the average lifespan of a heat pump is 10 to 15 years. A Tesla heat pump can last longer, about 50 years, or even more if you can take steps to ensure that your heat pump is well maintained. So you won't have to replace your heat pump system as often. This system will be used throughout until you no longer use the vehicle. Heat pumps are really the next big thing, as they essentially take care of all of your HVAC needs while drawing barely any energy to heat the cabin. When Cybertruck eventually goes into production and uses the heat pump to maximize its range, maybe then Tesla's big competitors will also take this route, so that the competition becomes more and more fiercer than ever. How do you feel about Cybertruck's new heat pump system? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below.
So, 4680, this is not an easy one to answer. We are making a decent number every week.
Giga Texas is expected to be able to produce 260,000 4680 battery packs on its own by 2023. Elon Musk says the new Texas-made 4680 cell is a Tesla exclusive, and it'll be the key to help lower the price of Cybertruck and the Tesla Semi by tens of thousands of dollars. So, how are they going to pull this off?
And then long term, we're expecting to make on the order of 3,000 gigawatt hours or 3 terawatt hours per year. I think we've got a good chance of achieving this actually before 2030.
Tesla aims to start ramping 4680 cell production at Gigafactory Texas by the end of the third quarter. Tesla hopes the battery factory in Austin can exceed the weekly output of Fremont's Cato Road facility by the end of 2022. As of January, Fremont's Cato Road facility has produced 1 million 4680 cells. At roughly 1,000 cells per car, 1 million cells are enough for about 1,000 Model Y vehicles. Besides that, in a reply to a question from an investor regarding the 4680 production ramp at Giga Texas, Buglino, that's Drew Buglino, said Tesla expects the facility to make enough cells for more than 1,000 battery packs per week by year's end. By 2023, the capacity of this factory can be up to 5,000 battery packs per week, which means 260,000 battery packs per year. This makes it possible for Giga Texas to outpace the Fremont test plant next year.
It's a cylindrical form factor, but the internals of the battery are quite different from what you would find in a laptop. And will be increasingly different with what's built at the Gigafactory, which is highly optimized for automotive.
So what's so special about the new battery packs that are being produced at Giga Texas? A Texas-made Tesla Model Y with old 4680 battery cells has been able to complete a charging session to 80% in 32 minutes, but the new 4680 battery charges in less than 4 minutes at its quickest rate. This battery has a 60% increase in efficiency, which means your Tesla can go about 721 kilometers on a single charge. For comparison, next-gen BMW EVs are getting new battery tech to reach a peak range of 620 kilometers for its top i7 sedan, with 30 minutes charging. Consequently, Tesla consistently outperforms other automakers. Elon Musk says new battery cells using proprietary technology are highly anticipated because they can significantly reduce car prices. Just like the previous reports, Monroe Live confirms a rather thick piece of steel for the enclosure, which is most likely crucial to make a cell a structural element of the entire car. Inside, there is the tabless design battery with aluminum and copper flowers, which are kind of inversed. Tesla's solution is pretty complex as it engaged a completely new manufacturing approach, both in terms of cell assembly and welding, as well as production of the electrode active materials. The graphite anode already uses dry battery electrode technology. Considering what we saw so far, it seems that it's still an early series production version, which might be further improved, but that's not a surprise. Tesla is known for the constant improvements applied to its products. The dry coating process is the most challenging part of the 4680 cost reduction, and that is why Tesla started with the price cuts it can achieve fairly easily. The price of the battery pack will be reduced by 50% thanks to this technology. The current 4680 battery costs about $12.21 per kilowatt hour, so the price of a new battery will drop to just $6 and a little bit over 1 cent per kilowatt hour. One of the experts said, bulking up the battery cell helped a lot in boosting efficiency, but pushing for a 50% cost savings for the cell as a whole is another matter. That will depend on whether Tesla can deploy the dry coating process successfully in a factory. That technology allows Tesla to eliminate the more complex and costly wet coating process used in traditional battery cells like the 2170 cells Tesla has been using for years. That process is expensive because it needs a substantial amount of electricity, machinery, factory space, time, and a large number of workers. With the new technology, electrodes are coated using different binders that use much less liquid. That means they don't need to be dried, so the whole process is cheaper, faster, and less harmful to the environment. Because of its simplicity, the process allows Tesla to cut capital spending by a third and slash both the footprint of a factory and its energy consumption to just 10% of what is needed for the wet process. In conclusion, batteries make up between 30 to 40% of the cost of an EV. The dry coating technique is at the center of the effort to reduce expenses for the Cybertruck and Tesla Semi. Tesla unveiled the Cybertruck back in November of 2019. Since then, the vehicle has amassed over 1 million reservations, with some estimates pushing the reservation number as high as 3 million. It creates a strong attraction for pickup truck enthusiasts. Supplier leaks have even pushed out the start of Cybertruck production to the end of 2023, with first deliveries not coming until early 2024. Perhaps Tesla wants to utilize this new 4680 battery for Cybertruck to keep costs down, which is why there has been a delay. It is expected that the widespread use of the 4680 cells would cut the cost of the battery pack for a Cybertruck and Tesla Semi in half, and allow the company to lower the cost of the cars by 10% or about $5,000 to $15,000. With basic math, the Cybertruck dual-motor all-wheel drive version starts at $49,900, and the top-of-the-line tri-motor Cybertruck costs $69,900, so the price will be reduced to $44,910 and $62,910, respectively, excluding tax credits. Moreover, mastering the dry coating process for the 4680 electrodes would pave the way for future Teslas to qualify for the government's new $7,500 subsidy en masse. For qualifying buyers, this would mean a good $14,490 Cybertruck tri-motor price reduction from its current $69,990 starting tag, and could happen as soon as next year. The Tesla Semi is also a vehicle that has received a lot of anticipation and will be officially launched in 2023. For the $150,000 Tesla Semi, 10% off means you only pay $135,000, and $15,000 is truly a telling discount. So, do you think that the Tesla Semi or the Cybertruck will be given priority to use this new 4680 battery first? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Cybertruck's appearance at the Cyber Rodeo event got everyone excited. Franz von Holzhausen, chief designer at Tesla, drove Cybertruck on the stage at Cyber Rodeo. Then he stated,
Cybertruck is going to be awesome. I mean, you see it here, you've seen it before, you see it over there. It's worth the wait. believe me.
Moreover, the CEO of Tesla, Elon Musk, also updated the change of this latest Cybertruck iteration. Accordingly, he said,
You can see some of the changes we've made already. There are no handles. Who needs handles? The car can tell that you're there, and it just knows that it needs to open.
Elon Musk also revealed the Cybertruck delivery time for customers, saying that,
I think we're going to have an incredible Cybertruck product for you next year. It's going to blow your minds. And
this is one of the big changes in the exterior design of the latest version of Cybertruck, because the original prototype of the Cybertruck had the same door handles as other Tesla models. Furthermore, Musk has also shared the technology to manufacture the Cybertruck, including the giant die casting machine, GigaPress. He said, "We made the world's biggest casting machine work very efficiently to create and radically simplify the manufacturing of cars." He also added there were 6 major castings. Some sources also unveiled that the 8,000-ton GigaPress would be used for the Cybertruck's underbody, and it would truly be one of the largest of its kind in the market. And before that, there were several shipments of GigaPress that were shipped to Gigafactory, Texas. Besides that, we can't ignore Cybertruck's battery technology. Accordingly, Tesla is set to include the new 4680 battery cells in the Cybertruck. Otherwise, that's it for today's episode. We sincerely thank you for watching and for all of your support of our channel. And as always, if you enjoyed our video, please leave us a like, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to stay up to date on exciting developments in the world of EVs and green technology. And be sure to leave a comment down below to tell us what you thought about today's content. Once again, we thank you so much from all of us here. We hope to see you again next time. Until then, take care and be safe.